the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians, and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
It's one of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
I got Winnie Bucks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the last episode of the week. It's your host, as always, Kip Wilson from Stoned Appetit. And Chris is under the weather, so we've got Eve as my co-host today. Yay, Eve. How excited are you?
So excited. Happy to be here. It's an honor.
You should be. We have a big weekend ahead, and we're going to dive into all that. We have a great guest joining us on the back end. Two guests, in fact, Bushy and Alex from RIKI Seltzers. Chris and I made a rule a couple of years ago after we fucked it up like 10 times in a row. We should never interview our sponsors because we always just bust their balls. We had to chat with them on the pod. So we have them on the back end. But before we get to that, we're going to find out what Eve's getting into this weekend. We're going to do Eve's Corner, where we talk a little bit our Garden of Eva's.
No.
That's what we're going to call it. See what you're
No.
about. Yeah,
Jesus.
we're working on it's a working title. And then we'll dive into what I'm doing for the weekend. Tyler Childers is in town. We're fired up for that. I'm going to try to swing the sticks. There's drama in the restaurant world as well as cannabis scenes. Champs is in town, the Shamrock shows. We've got new openings as well as tastings and festivals. Let's dive right into it. Eve, how's it been since you saw me last?
I mean, are you sick? Because you're like blowing your nose right now and you're a little stuffy.
I'll blame Chris if so. But at the same time, I feel fine. Just kind of life. I don't know. Change of the weather. I also sleep with the window open. And
Do you have allergies?
Yeah, mainly when the seasons change. I had tuberculosis as a kid. So that's a fun Kip fact if you haven't had
Did you really?
Yeah. So I worked in the
Whoa.
healthcare world for a long time. And so I contracted it from a patient there. Obviously, I didn't go into like an iron lung, but I had to take this medicine and like report to the state like findings because I had a germ on my lung. And so every time I get any allergy like situations, whether it's hot, like changing from cold to hot or hot to cold, that's really what kind of irritates it. It just kind of like inflames this little bug that's on my lung and it makes it a little congestion-y. But I'm not mad about it because it means it's hoodie weather. I love hoodie weather. I'll take 3 days of stuffy nose. I mean, I can't smell any good wine, but it's okay.
Okay. Well, hopefully you're not sick, but
Nah, I'm fine.
You had TB? That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to a lot of people in the 1900s, but to me, it happened in 2007.
That's crazy.
See, Eve Corner, it turned into a Kip's Corner. Enough about me. I talk all the time. Tell me a little bit about you. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, tonight I'm going to Denver Westword Feast.
Oh, get the fuck out. For real?
For real. So it's from 7 to 10, I guess, in the McNichols building, which I don't know what that is, but you made it sound cool.
So it's the building. Do you remember? I know you're fairly new to town, but last Christmas or every season, really, we light up this building downtown and it's got all these festive colors and things. And then when they host events in that park in Civic Center Park, it is just to the west of that area. But on the inside of this building, and we did Westward Feast last year, it's a fucking hoot. It's like 3 levels with like different vibes, like DJs, live bands, restaurants galore, but it's this big government building. And it's not like your January 6th thing yet. It's a little bit more casual than that, but it's a really neat scene and they make it feel like a very comfy vibe. Like you're not under fluorescent lightings, watching your tax dollars bleed away.
Okay, then I'm excited. I mean, for the food and the drink, and I know it's 21 plus, so that's nice.
Was there a restaurant that was on that list that kind of tickled your pickle, got you excited about the meals ahead?
Hold on, let me look because I don't want to say the wrong restaurant.
Me with some, but was there some that like maybe have been on your list? Because obviously you're the newcomer, not only to the pod, but to town. So we're always curious about what you're trying to eat or places you're finding around town. anything that kind of caught your eye?
Well, tell me if it's not good. If it's bad, I'll edit it out. But
All right.
I'm always down for Thai. And they said Daughter Thai Kitchen and Bar. Are
Okay.
they good?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
That doesn't
high end spot downtown. It's a fan favorite for sure.
okay. Pretty much anything Thai, I'm always excited to try. So they're gonna be there. So that's probably where we're gonna head first. But I'm gonna try it all. I'm trying it all. Every single bite.
You think so? I mean, y'all
Yeah.
made fun of me when I said I was going to try to do that at the last event. If you get, I need pictures of every single one. If
Every
everyone
single
you
one.
eat, everyone you
Oh,
eat.
okay. Okay.
So if I don't get, there's 30 plus restaurants. If I don't get 30 pics from you throughout the night for us to post, then I'm going to know you fell short. Okay, that doesn't sound bad. And the only reason I am not going to join you for this festivity is because I'm going to be getting fucking wasted. I don't think our sponsors want to hear that, but tonight, Mr. B's Autumn Wine and Spirits tasting. If you don't have anything going on and you're listening to this podcast on Thursday as you are headed into work or headed out of work, come join us. It's $45, 80 plus wines. You can drink as much as you want. You can eat as much as you want. Snacks provided from Mondo Market over there at Stanley Marketplace. And I mean, it's going to be a fucking vibe. I'm going to bring a bunch of micro doses of mushrooms. I've got a bunch of vape pens in my pocket to share with the community. We're going to throw a party in the hangar. Woo! It doesn't sound like Chris is going to be able to make it. So it's just going to be me, memes, Momo, maybe find a fourth, Lou with the gimpy leg. That's a Home Alone 2 reference. I'll be pretty much up there just running rampant. No leash, no collar. It's going to be a good time, real casual. You don't have to dress up for it. Just come out and kind of get a vibe for what will be pouring and what will be sold in liquor stores. Learn a little bit about the wine and spirits industry. And obviously, you may eat equally as well as we will, but both ways, we're going to have some fun.
Oh, yeah. And
what
then
else are you doing this weekend? Anything cool for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday?
I mean, we're going to be decorating the place on Friday, so don't get too hammered because that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking professional, Eve. Like, I know. I don't
could have fooled me.
I may miss a text message or an email, but I don't miss events or obligations. And I'm usually on Coughlin time. That's 15 minutes early for those that are listening at home. I'll be there with bells on Friday after we do some move-ins. I'm actually going to be sitting in on a panel for the Sun Times called Sun Fest, put on by Colorado Sun public newspaper. I will be joined by a litany of folks that you may or may not know from the food industry. Ethan from the Denver Post, Josie Sexton, a friend of ours, some new folks I just met today, Dana and Danica. But we're going to be talking about food sustainability, both in practice, hiring, and food models on Friday at 1:30 at Tivoli. They said I can't drink before. That's pretty fucked up, but I can eat edibles. So that's pretty cool. So
they told you couldn't drink?
No, I just asked, are we drinking before? And they were like, no, we're having happy hour after. They didn't tell me. I don't think anyone can tell me what to do except for you and Morgan. But
someone's got a Kip.
No, that's fine. That's what we pay y'all for. I need someone to keep me in line. But at the same time, it's going to be a doozy. There's a lot of great talking points, everything from what happened at the Michelin Guide ceremony as to how that will impact the industry and community, as well as hiring practices, providing living wages, cost of living in Colorado. And obviously, with pending the Taylor Swift situation in the world, we may be in a recession. And so how does it justify, a restaurant is the juice worth the squeeze? And so we're going to be talking about a lot of those things, as well as food waste and ways we can combat separating the message from the noise that we often see in social media. So it's going to be a nice hour-long panel that I will be up there.
Right. And do people have to pay to watch you, or they just show up and then they
just show up and come and check it out? You can find out more information by Googling the Colorado Sun Fest discussion panel, or just go to coloradosun.com and you can find more information about Sunfest. There will be no filter or delay, Eve. So I'm going to be fucked.
Oh boy.
I know. It's not like I
Oh
say
no.
like things that'll get me canceled. I do, but usually you're there to edit them out. I don't
I
know
know.
what the rules are. It's going to be
Just
very interesting.
try not to swear. That's like a good first step.
I said the same thing, but somebody else on the panel was like, "Don't worry, you're not the most foul mouthed person here." And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" I went on the news and I didn't say anything negative. Remember that?
That's true. That's true. What are you gonna wear?
It's a great question. I did not ask for a dress attire, so I think I have to go
Any
big.
linen?
It's a little late for linen. We're after
I don't know.
Labor
It's gonna be
Day.
warm. It's gonna be warm this week.
What's our weather look like? Eve, look that up for me while I stew on it because I did just obviously I'm going to Europe at the end of food season, which is 2 weeks from today. I'm so goddamn excited. So yeah, I have a couple puffy collared sweaters, cable knits. I've got some new button front cardigans. I could wear those, but like you said, it may be too warm.
It's gonna
Is
be
this the time
87.
where I wear a linen top with like the frayed collars and then maybe some shorts where you can kind of see one ball hanging out?
Don't don't do that to the people. Don't punish them. And it's gonna be 87. So I'm trying to wear as much summer stuff as I can right now.
Get your
So I
fix in.
think maybe yeah, just try to get it in. So maybe try your linen. Maybe you could do a cardigan over it. Because if you're inside, I don't know if it's chilly in there.
I may go linen top, casual chino bottoms. You got
Yeah.
because you can't go double linen, and that I can go a linen top and it's loose leaf. Ode to JB and the boys that don't believe that a real work day. Um, things like that. So I'll work on that. I'll let you know by Friday. Maybe we do a get ready with me Friday. TikTok. You can film it
Yeah.
while we're running around shuttling, and then when we drop off the U-Haul, I get in my car and go to the panel. Then we can do a get ready with me. So what are
Good.
you gonna do? That's my Friday. What are you doing Friday?
Hmm. I don't know about Friday. This weekend I want to go see some leaves. So I need to figure out.
You gonna go peeping?
I'm gonna go peeping, I think.
I would recommend. There's like a Denver 9 News usually has like a plan for it, and it's usually like the more northern part, like Steamboat, Red Feather Lakes, which are gorgeous. Are probably turning this week and next week. It just seems like I think that rain kind of, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I saw a few leaves popping when I was up there just a few weeks ago. So I'm very excited for you. I'm going to Tyler Childers on Saturday.
What's that?
Oh my God,
Wait,
Eve.
what was
I
that word
love
you
you. You're
said?
just so sheltered and Maine. You are
What'd
so
you
Maine.
say?
You're
Was that a real word? Say that again.
sheltered and Maine.
No, where you're going.
Oh, Tyler Childers. He's a musician.
Oh,
Bless your heart.
I
We
don't know
do
what that
love you
is. I'm
for
sorry.
all that you are. I just want to let you know that. That's really awesome. I'm proud that you didn't know that. I'm going to send you a list of songs that you have to listen to tonight. And then I need a text reply for us to put up there with the Tyler Childers song tomorrow, Friday.
Okay.
We're listening to Tyler Childers in the
Yeah, we'll
U-Haul,
just do it
and
as we're
you
in the
need to
U-Haul.
know a song, and we're going to get your recaps in the middle of the video.
Well, what kind of music is this?
Good music, outlaw country,
Okay,
the
this guy
rebirth of
looked him
Hank
up.
Williams, Johnny Cash, and the boys. Chris
Okay,
Christopherson.
he likes what do you call these suspenders? He's his picture. He's
He's an
next to like
Appalachian man from Kentucky with progressive thought and really true lyrics. He sings and speaks from his heart, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. And he's a great ambassador for what country music should be instead of these bedazzled jeans, sundown douchebags that we hear so regularly that get all the love on the internet. I don't care. I always throw shade at idiot Republicans. We like the
I'll
modern
listen to his top 5 and I'll report back because I found
deal.
him.
Well, yeah, you should
Found
be able to
him.
find him. He is quite lit. Like he sold out 3 nights in Red Rocks, and he's playing at Fiddler's Green this weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm really excited. It was a Christmas gift to me last year. I did not remember it until about 2 weeks ago when it was brought to my attention, and so it's been a great way to kind of finish the summer bash.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm excited for you to learn a little bit about it. And after Saturday night, Sunday, we take a little bit of reprieve, but we're back at it because guess what?
What?
We have a new sponsor for this week's NFL Pick'em Small Business. This week it's Weldworks Brewery, just north of the city by like an hour. Easily one of the best breweries in the state of Colorado. And our friends over at Cooper Lounge, which if y'all don't know, it's a casual little bar, speakeasy vibe, a top Union Station. Craft cocktails as you overlook plebs, drinking espresso martinis, waiting on your train or bus. It's actually a really cool spot. Great espresso martinis. We're very thankful to have them doing this giveaway with us. It's not divey as much as it is craft cocktails. But and then obviously Weldworks, anybody that drinks beer, especially craft beer in this city or this state, knows that they're fucking excellent at their craft. And also they have great food on the weekends. Chris has done a weekend with them. He went up there for one of their festivals, and they're wonderful people, and we're excited to be able to give someone a bunch of loot and a bunch of snacks. So y'all don't forget to get your bets in. You got to get it in before tonight's game starts. Woo! I think that covers everything for the week. Let's get to Ricky, but before we do, let's give a little update about what's going on. We teased that we're putting furniture in Friday at the studio. November will be our housewarming party as well as our Friendsgiving dinner. We're going to host 50 or 60 people in the backyard with cannabis vendors, wine vendors, tequila vendors, live music, and food from Chef Loca of Casa Bonita, Cantina Loca, Super Mega Bien and Working Class, our friend and esteemed chef, Chef Tajahi Cooke. He's the Rasta man. And if y'all don't know what Taj does, and the reason we're doing this as our first party back in the scene, is every Thanksgiving Taj raises money and asks for volunteers to join him in helping cook Thanksgiving meals for families that don't have the means to do so. In years past, we've helped promote it. We've helped be a part of prep cooking and being part of the shuttle runs. We've had cannabis vendors team up with us and give away goodie bags to all the volunteers. And so this year we're going to donate portion of the proceeds of the dinner to Chef Taj so that he can feed more people, and we can use this platform and this event to help promote the following week's Thanksgiving dinner volunteer sesh. And so it's going to be a big fundraiser to help Chef Taj get the funds and the help he needs to get this meal into 3,000 people's hands. We've done 1,800, 1,500, 1,100, I think, in the last. The goal this year is to help 3,000 families have Thanksgiving. And so our first event back will be a fundraiser to help support Chef Taj's Thanksgiving dinner for the community. And so more details will continue to come out. We'll tell you all the dates in the coming weeks, flyers, and we're going to have more chefs joining so that you'll have different cultural representations of what Thanksgiving looks like in different homes across the country. Whether it's Chef Loca doing Mexican vibes, my God, is her fucking chicken marinade immaculate, and every single side she ever has. Oh, I hope she does rice and beans too. God damn it. And then Chef Taj was talking about doing a Jamaican jerk turkey. Me and Chris are going to do a Cajun fried turkey, and we're going to have 6-8 turkeys, 6-8 vendors. It's going to be a scene. It's going to be our coming out party, Eve. Hit the, what is it? The Scissor Sisters. I'm coming out. Different message, same methodology. We love our community and we want to be there to support it. So that's the update for that. But now, without further ado, we love our friends and our sponsors over at RIKI. Let's learn a little bit more about the seltzer that took over the summer. Eve, it's all yours. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all we had a kick-ass interview for y'all today, and I wasn't lying. Y'all have heard us talk about our friends over at RIKI Seltzers, and now we're sitting down with some of the geniuses behind the brand themselves. I use that term very lightly and loosely, and you'll see why. But before we dive into all of that, Eve, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Oh, we're back on the fantastic train? Way to go.
Sure, yeah, I've upgraded.
You had a big day?
No.
All right. Hey, look, we don't usually get this many smiles and laughs out of Eve this early in an episode, so we're destined for greatness, and I think it's mainly because I'm feeling a little bubbly myself, Eve. And
Yeah? How much did you have?
I've only had one,
Oh.
but at the same time, we've talked about it on the podcast many a times. I can put down 10 to 12 of these things without batting an eye, and that's because RIKI Seltzers are fucking delicious. Now, instead of slobbing on their knob, let's actually talk with the team that came up with the concept. I want to introduce y'all Alex Curry and Bush Wayne, two of the representatives from RIKI Seltzers, the brainchild or special child from Tivoli and Breck Distillery. I'm not exactly sure how it breaks out, and so we had to find out more about the brand that we've been slurping on for about 3 months now and talking about on the podcast every week. Gentlemen, thank y'all for joining me.
Sweet. I appreciate you for having us here. If you want me to dive right into the question.
No, not at all. First off, the voice you heard was Alex Curry. Alex, how are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us today. And Bush, say hello so that we can always get the voices right before we get this party started.
Hello. Thank you for listening tonight. This is Bush Wayne with RIKI Spirits.
I fucking love you so much. He is easily one of my favorite people I've met this week. All right, y'all. So we like to start every episode the same way. And so I didn't mean to throw that question of how did this brainchild come to be. We're going to start easy. We'll give y'all just a layup. Where are you transplants or natives to Colorado? Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'm definitely a transplant. I came from Texas 2 years ago. Just moved here out literally for this job. So that's where I am right now.
Holy crap. So what, you came to Colorado for RIKI? So has it been in the works, or you started with Tivoli or Breck or one of the parent companies?
Yeah. So I started with Tivoli Brewing Company, and I started as a sales rep position, and then I made my way up to marketing. So now I run the marketing for a beer company and for a spirits company.
That's pretty cool. And Bush, how about yourself? Are you a Colorado native or a transplant yourself?
I'm a very big transplant. I'm from Bend, Oregon. I grew up there all my life, and I came out to Colorado for college.
Are you a SCO or a RAM or a...
I'm from the University of Denver.
Oh, shit. Okay, you're a Pio.
Yeah, I had a great fucking time there. I came out to Denver because it kind of gave me similar options. I'm a big skier, and I camp a lot and am outdoors a lot, so it was like an identical transfer for me. So I chose to go here, and I fucking love it.
Well, that's not a bad transition. We've done some work out there on the Pacific Northwest, and it is not only gorgeous country. We cannot say the same for Texas. I'm sorry, Alex. There's very few things that we like about
Way
it.
too
One
hot.
being the barbecue, yes. But in the Northwest, the outdoors, it's lush green. We are big fans of the cheese, shout out to Tillamook, as well as just kind of riding that corridor of like Astoria and all the 90s nostalgic movies, like the Kindergarten Cops and your Goonies of those days. I've literally made trips to go see those homes and those houses and those beaches. So I can understand wanting to transfer to an equally gorgeous place where you have all that in the background. But at the same time, I like your mindset. Not going to leave. You love it too much, right?
Oh yeah, I can't get away from the mountains. If I don't have the mountains, I'm sad or depressed or whatever that may be.
That's understandable. Alex, I'll shift this back to you. So you came here for a job. Were you working in the hooch industry prior to, or was it like, I got to get the fuck out of here, it's hot as Texas, and I got to find something new, and then this is what came about?
So it's actually a pretty good combo of the two. I mean, if you've ever lived in Texas, it's hot as shit. I was there like 2 weekends ago, and it was 107 degrees. I tried to golf. I think I got through 8 holes, like 5 beers deep, and I said, this is not the play, that's for sure. So I got right out of there. But no, I was actually working a finance job. If any of you guys know Frost Bank, it's a big bank in Texas. Sitting behind a desk.
You just hated everything about it.
It's just not for me, that's for sure. So I have a few connections here in Colorado, so I thought let's use them right now and get the fuck out of here.
I love it. And that's the exact mindset. You know, if Chris was here with us, he would tell you the same, but we were Southern raised and we were like, we need a change of scenery. You know, change in latitude is a change in attitude. Or may he rest in peace, Sir Jimmy. But at the same time, it's exactly that. You know, it's a different mindset out here, but also working under fluorescent lighting is just it'll suck the life out of you. If you're just sitting there at a job you hate all day, you're like, okay, only 44 more years until I can quit, you know? So taking life by the balls is something we definitely applaud here. So how was it? Obviously, you know, if you found yourself in the sales role and then moving your way through the marketing game, how was it that we kind of figured out, like, was it just because you're a party animal that you're like, oh, this is my niche? Or was it something about Tivoli that really stuck with you that made this a successful venture before diving into the new markets and new SKUs?
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't like to brag, but I'm going to brag a little bit here.
We're not here to. I'll fluff you a little bit.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, start as a sales rep, so you know, you got to grind to be in that position. So yeah, I grinded pretty hard, and like on my own time, you know, I did some of the marketing for myself, like because I was based in Colorado Springs.
Oh, bless your heart! I was just down there.
Yeah, it's its own world down there for sure.
Now, I will say it's a drinker's paradise. You know, like obviously with the military folk, I mean, we appreciate what you do for this country, keeping us safe. But man, there's a bar every other corner, and there's a liquor store that it could be a little bit suspect on just about every other corner. So, I mean, it is a great location if you're there to sling, you know, some local brews. Yeah, no, that's for sure. I was there to sling, and you know, when you come from Texas, it's a little easier to sell there as well. But yeah, so like I know what you're saying. Yeah, you know what I mean? It makes sense. But I was doing well, you know, my numbers were better than the rest of the reps. So I was doing that on top of doing my own marketing in the Springs. What I mean by that is like making like my own signage, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, materials, one sheets, things of that nature.
Correct. Yeah, I was doing that on my own, you know, and kind of coming up with decent ideas that I was pitching to the leadership team, and I was like, hey, like we should do this, we should do that, and you know, all my ideas, it was like, oh, they somehow turned out to be something, and then they're like, hey, why don't you come join us in Denver? And I was like, that sounds like a plan.
Okay, so that is a really sweet transition. While I do like your route, Bush, this one, I like that grind mentality. And so it seems like you have a fair understanding, at least of not only the industry in itself, but also of, you know, brand awareness and what y'all do well and where you may have had gaps, you know, in the Tivoli game.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about this new venture that y'all started. For those that don't know, RIKI is the seltzer of choice for us, but Tivoli came up with it and like it came to market in like this summer, correct? Earlier this summer?
Correct.
Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, but y'all have been fucking everywhere because Tivoli is, you know, well known in the beer game. How was it that you're like, hey, leadership, we need to dip our toe into this hard alcohol seltzer game?
I would say about 2 years ago, right when I moved up to Colorado, you know, they always had this idea, you know, we can come up with something else, something that makes a little more margin, something that we can make our own category in. And, you know, like if you look at the beer world, like craft, obviously there's all the different craft brands, and you have light beer, which is obviously like the best seller. It's the number one. But yeah, so we wanted something that we could break into the industry a little more in that wasn't so, you could say, like monopolized. And that was, what we came up with was we came up with RIKI. If you've ever actually heard of a RIKI, it's actually a real drink. You usually get them in the Caribbean.
Really big fucking idiot, Eve.
So yeah, it's a Caribbean drink. You get these like, you know, when you're on the beach. It's a strong drink, but it's supposed to taste refreshing. So that was our entire vibe going into this. Is it needs to be refreshing. If you like, I mean, if you check out the branding, like it's a palm tree. It's just bold text. It's very simple. Reminds you of good times. The same thing as a RIKI does. We just Americanized the word. It's spelled different. It's a Spanish drink, or it's like a Caribbean drink. So, you know, you won't know it until you see it. So like the whole point of this was to make its own category.
But y'all teamed up with someone that we know well in Breck Distillery. How does that conversation start? Were y'all like poking around and seeing like, hey, do y'all have the leftover, like enough hooch for us to put this in a seltzer? Like how does that start? How does that process begin?
So this is super funny because the way this came about is kind of crazy. So we literally reached out to every single distillery in the Denver, Colorado area. It was probably around 35 different distilleries.
So just a big BCC email?
No, it was all close, but no.
We CC'd them. They saw everybody else's on
They'll
there.
figure it out, yeah. But no, yeah, we reached out to everyone. You know, we had meetings with about 10. I'm not going to name any names. But
No, definitely not.
About 10 of them, and you know, they all literally told us to fuck off. This is the dumbest decision that you can make. Like, we're not going to waste our alcohol on this, all this. And then literally the last people to reply were Breckenridge Distillery. And they reached out at like 9 p.m. And then the next morning at 9, they said, hey, can you guys be here at 9 a.m. the next morning? We're like, yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, we can.
We'll definitely be there.
I mean, what a perfect partnership because their vodka is so damn approachable. And we'll discuss the other flavors in a second. I'm just saying that because I'm drinking them right now.
Exactly. I also want to shout out Hans at Breckenridge Distillery. This was probably the funnest part of making all this shit. Hans is the head distiller at Breckenridge Distillery. And that dude is literally like a mad scientist. When we were trying all this shit and figuring out what tastes right, what doesn't taste right, like what can we bring to the market that's better than anything, this dude was, you know, with all the like glass heaters and all that stuff, he was just cooking up the best flavors ever, and we were just getting fucked up every day.
Walter White's with seltzers?
Literally. This guy is awesome.
We usually use the term wizard for a culinary chef that does like crazy stuff that blows our mind. We can use it here. We'll transition it to, is he a distillery? He's a distillery wizard.
Call that man a wizard.
He's a distillery wizard. Shout out to Hugh over there.
He's got the Rambo knife. He's always wearing the cowboy hat. This guy is awesome.
That's the vibe we're absolutely looking for. So what happened at the 9 a.m. meeting? Y'all were like, shit, everybody get your papers together. Like everyone's like, this is our chance to make our nut. Like, let's make sure that we don't fuck this impression up.
Yeah, basically, exactly. So we got in the car. Our CEO has a pretty sweet truck. So we all hopped in his truck, and on the way there, you know, we're making the pitch, like the entire deck right there, you know, because we didn't think it was going to be that
45
quick.
minutes.
Yeah, we have no time, and this is our it's our golden ticket. So like this has to be the one. And like we met the team there, and they had the exact same mentality as we had, which is like, let's disrupt this market. Like, it needs to be disrupted, and there's players in the game, and you guys are the perfect partner.
Let's figure out how this brainchild came to be. So how do we drum up these flavors, and what all went into the pitch for Breck?
When we first approached them, you know, they were like, all right, we have it from here. We'll take over everything. We're like, no, like we want to be involved with the flavors for sure, because that's our main point of this brand, is it needs to taste like a bartender made it for you and poured it into a can. What you just
knocked
preached.
this out of the park. I mean, y'all knocked it out of the park.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to need a ride home. Eve.
Same here. So we basically we spoke with Hans. I can't even tell you how many hours, days, weeks we've talked to Hans, and the guy hates us. I can't even imagine. But I mean, he's also a wizard, like you described. So it's what he loves to do. But yeah, we basically told him it needs to taste real. It can't taste like another High Noon. It can't taste like, you know, any of these other brands that you get the sugar. We have no added sugar in ours, zero. There's nothing in it. So it's all of the extracts that Hans uses, where he was able to come up with these flavors, literally using real fruit and making an extract that was able to mix.
For those that may be looking for them, you can find them at all 3 Mr. B's locations. You can also find them at Sobo Liquors. Shout out to our boy Mark Rycroft. We will give him a shout out. And they're in tons of liquor stores, all other places. But we're not going to shout out those liquor stores because they don't pay us, do they, Eve?
No.
No, they don't. So if y'all are looking for them, check out the Mr. B's locations. The one in Stanley, if y'all are sitting there on your back patio, maybe you had to mow the lawn, this is the perfect seltzer afterwards as you watch little football. If you're at the ballpark, maybe you're in downtown Rhino and you're pre-gaming at one of your friends' 700 square foot apartments that you can hear people fucking through the wall, aka the ballpark lofts. You can get these at the Mr. B's ballpark. Maybe you work for the government and you hate everything about your job and livelihood. You can get these at the Mr. B's Golden Triangle location, located right there near Levin Deli. They're at all three. And for all of our friends that maybe work the double shift or the night shift at one of the hospitals down south, Sobo Liquors right there off Broadway in Inglewood. They've got you covered. So, and then a fuck tons of others, but those are the ones we're going to shout out. What's the plans for expansion? So obviously y'all have, hitched on to one of the most popular podcasts in this neighborhood, but y'all are also destined for great things across this country. But what's the plan for RIKI? I mean, obviously y'all have great foundation built here in Colorado, but what's next?
So we are partnered here in Colorado with a very big distributor. It's called RNDC.
Shout out to RNDC.
Shout out. They do a lot of work for us. They help us out a lot too. But yeah, I would say in 2024 we'll be in a lot of new states. I can't specifically name them.
Don't worry about it. We'll just add them in as they go. In the coming years, Eve will just go back and re-edit this episode.
Yeah, that's perfect. We'll
Thanks,
be in
Eve.
about half.
There we
half
go.
of the states.
What do y'all have on the docket coming out? Because I've heard rumblings. I get the marketing emails.
Just to start off, I want to say we're fighting over some flavors.
Which ones are we fighting over?
There's 3 we're fighting over. 1 for sure.
Okay. All right. Are we fighting with Hans? Are we fighting like somebody on the team is like, no, I want this. And then someone else is like, I think we should do this one next.
That's the fucked up part. Every day, it's different.
It's a fight. It's a fight between everyone.
Everyone switches every day.
Okay, so I've heard rumblings of a pineapple and a mango. I'm not going to say which liquor, but I've heard that those may be in the realm. Blink twice if we're going to see them on the shelves in 23 or 24.
I'll just leak a little. The only thing most people can agree on is pineapple.
All right. Shout out to our swingers out there. We know y'all are going to be excited. This next segment is presented to us by... If you're listening to this, it's presented by Mr. B's Wine and Spirits Autumn Tasting. It's going down this week, this evening, September 28th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Stanley Marketplace. All the hooch. Snacks galore. I'll buy your Uber if I get you too stoned and you need to leave early. $45. All you can drink. The Stanley Hangar next Thursday. Be there or be square. All right, y'all. So this one, we have 2 questions for y'all because I think y'all are going to have different answers to a question I did not give y'all before the episode. It's called the Stoned Appetit Question of the Week. Late night, had a big day. You just want to smoke pot, watch a little Office. What's that one guilty pleasure late night snack that's always available in your fridge, your pantry, or your freezer? It's just old reliable for, We'll start with Alex.
Yeah, definitely Sour Patch Watermelon.
Oh, nice call.
On deck. Always. I get the huge family pack.
The one with the zipper on top?
Yeah.
I even don't mind if I accidentally leave the box or the bag open and they harden just a little bit one night.
Enough.
Yeah,
just enough.
So that they it's almost like, I'm not going to say it, but it's like when they put up a little bit of a defense and then after that they cave. Like you suck on them for just a second and then they're soft again, but you like that little bit of crunchiness. What were you thinking I was going to say?
I know what you're going to say, and I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say.
It was an O.J. Simpson joke.
Yep.
All right, Bush, what's your late night guilty pleasure snack?
Something that's always in the fridge that I do is Chips Ahoy and blueberries in my bed.
You're a fucking savage for eating Chips Ahoy in your bed. We'll go ahead and get that.
No, it's always a bad decision. I have to get out of bed and wipe the crumbs off every fucking time.
I can only imagine what your ballpark loft looks like, Bush. Wait, why with blueberries? Because that actually doesn't sound like a bad... If you would have said, I eat this like a normal civilian on the couch and not like John Wayne Gacy in the bed, I would have been like, that sounds like a fucking awesome dish. But why in the bed? And also, how'd you figure out the blueberries marry so well with the cookie?
Blueberries are my fucking favorite. I love Chips Ahoy. And I'm up after 2.
Who the fuck eats cookies in bed? That's psycho stuff.
You're gonna try it out tonight.
I will literally get castrated if I do that in the bed.
Yeah,
I'll
your
wake up like a bobbit.
No, your girlfriend's gonna wake up eating crumbs. I swear.
That is, yeah. She will be eating the leftovers of my body after she kills me. Nobody in their right mind eats a crispy cookie in bed. That's psycho stuff. All right, y'all. Here's the last question of the night. It's called The Last Supper. Wait, do y'all believe in dinosaurs?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. Okay. I thought this was going to be one where we could slide by. We keep waiting for a guest that doesn't believe in dinosaurs, so I forgot to just vet y'all. This is called The Last Supper. You get 3 people, dead or alive, that get to join you for your last evening on Earth. I want to know which, they can't be friends or family, dead or alive. Genghis Khan, Jesus Christ, any of the Kennedys. I don't give a shit. And what we're doing. Who wants to go first, and who wants to go right?
You go first, I'll go right.
There you go.
All right, sounds good. So first off, I'm going to choose Adam Newman. That's the guy that created WeWork. I don't know if you've seen. There's a documentary on. It's on Apple TV, I believe. It's called WeWork. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's incredible.
Wait, are you cheering for this guy like
He's a scammer,
like the
right?
Enron guy? Like you want to talk with like the guy that started the Ponzi schemes?
No, I love to know what's in people's heads. You know, like I like to understand how they think, to where like, because like in every person's head, it's reasonable to them. So I like to understand what's reasonable to all people.
That's actually a really good rationale. Are you going to ask the H-man to come to dinner as well?
No, the second one is going to be Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, the second best football player on the planet.
The best.
No,
I'm a huge
I mean,
Real
it's
Madrid
obviously
fan,
second.
It's
very much proven. And then who's your third guest?
All right. Third guest is going to be Mark Cuban, because I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank. I love watching it, and I think he's just one of like the realest humans there is on the planet. For a fact.
I like that one. I think that's a great one because he seems inquisitive. Like he's all like, I think he was on a podcast recently where he talked about how he's lost a lot of money through a lot of his Shark Tank investments, but he's like, but the ones that paid, you know, or made dividends, you know, were juicy. And he's like, and you learn a lot along the way. And then what he's doing for the healthcare world. I love that answer.
Yeah.
First and third, I can see the rationale. That second one, I don't understand.
Also, yeah, so my sister actually works at the Children's Hospital in Dallas, so it's nice to, you know, like be a little like connected through it. But I will say Mark Cuban also, like, he's a G. Like, that dude is crazy also.
All right, so a box game with Mark Cuban, the dude that robbed everybody from WeWork, and the second best soccer player on the planet. I dig it, Alex.
Yeah, the first, and then, yeah, it's a ball game. Yeah, it's going to be a great time, no question.
Second best soccer player ever. All right, Bush. So he set the bar. So let's hear what you have.
So my first guy is going to be Mr. Porsche himself, the founder of Porsche Motors.
Interesting. We haven't had. Are you a big automotive guy?
I'd love to indulge in automotive.
Like you want to be Jay Leno? Be like, yeah, I would love to have 82.
Dude,
Porsches.
I've been waiting on my first Porsche for 23 years.
Are you 23?
Yes.
That checks out. Yeah. I have zero interest in a Porsche, but I love how you just phrased that. You've just become one of my favorite people. Over the last hour, I was like, this guy is just Kip 13 years ago, and I just love the shit out of you. So
that's my father's name.
I forgot your dad's name is Kip. This is
like looking in the mirror, huh, Kip?
Man, 16 Rickies later, we're having a blast. I'm crying over here. All right, so shout out to Mr. Kip. Is that what we call him? Is that what your friends call him?
My dad?
Yeah.
No, just Kip.
Fuck yeah, that checks out. All right, so Bush is, in fact, just like the generation of Kip below me. I love Mr. Porsche. And is that like, do you have like a dream board? Like, and it's that big fucking like 1981 Porsche that you're covered in?
Yeah. I want many years of different 911s, some 356s. Whenever I make my bag, it's going to go all to Porsche.
All right. That's a waste of money, but I love it. This place ain't
Personal enjoyment, though, through the fucking roof.
That is true, and you can't put an actual price tag on that. Shout out to Cameron Fry's dad. All right, so who y'all got that reference? Fuck yeah. All right, so who's number 2?
Number 2. That's a good question. I think I'm gonna have to go with Messi.
Why Messi?
Why Messi? Messi is just a god in the world of today. Like, I can't put a specific thing on why Messi, but that guy goes out to eat at a restaurant, and there is 500,000 people outside that restaurant wanting to get him.
Yeah, you're right. He evades taxes with the best of them. See, I can play counter to anybody. All right. And who's our third?
My third is going to be, I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to do 2 athletes, is Tiger Woods. I've, in the last 5 years, I've fell in love with golf, and that guy is fucking sane. Oh,
it was awesome growing up with him. Like, we golfed casually. He's in my pantheon as well. Big Dick Eldrick is just immaculate. And even when the fappening came, everybody was like, way to go, Tiger. Like, the world is so much different for him. Like, when he lost Buick and Gatorade in 2008 due to due to the divorce and the whole scandalous thing of him, fucking waitresses at Perkins. That happened. Shout out to Tiger. He should just never have gotten married would be the best way to describe it. I'm sure, he has his children and his life that he loves, but some tigers aren't meant to be caged. And this guy could have won 24 majors if he was, never thrown through the ringer of the mental fortitude and all of the injuries that occurred. I just hate it for him, but that's a great selection. Way to go, Bush. And way to go, Alex. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. Before I leave, Eve, did we miss anything?
Nope.
You're lying.
No, we didn't.
We missed something.
No.
Give us an Eve fact of the week.
Shit.
You didn't expect that?
No, I really forgot.
I know you got it. Do it.
I hate maraschino cherries.
The
Disgusting.
Why?
I'll second that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like why?
I don't like that they taste weird. It's just like, how do you even describe it?
Why are they so juicy? The texture is terrible.
Bad texture, the taste.
Do you have a fresh
Sugar.
cherry connect that we need to know? Because those things are not fucking cheap.
I like fresh cherries. They're
fresh cherries are wonderful.
Yeah.
And
How do you have a fresh connect?
Shout out to my uncle. We grow a shit ton of cherries out in Washington.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, so we will need...
There we go. I'll eat fresh cherries all day. Maraschino, get out of here.
Well, hey, gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us. We'll cut this down. We'll cut out all the weird parts. But at the same time, before we get out of here, y'all give everybody one quick reminder. Places they can find Riki, or websites and social media handles where they can find more about y'all's company and brand.
I'll go first. I want to shout out our TikTok. It's at RIKI Spirits. I just got in charge of that stuff, so there's going to be a lot of TikToks coming this way.
Sweet, yeah. And I'll shout out the Instagram, which is also RIKI Spirits. And then if you want to find any liquor store that we're sold in Colorado, if you go to our website, it's also rikispirits.com. There is a page on there that is a finder page, and you can click on you can click for a bar or you can click for a liquor store.
I can't thank y'all enough for taking the time to come goof off with me. And I know Chris wishes he was here, but I know that he is going to be elated when he sees that we left him 2 to 3 Rickies in the refrigerator, and because we drank the other 21. Until next week, y'all stay high, stay hungry, and if you find yourself thirsty, drink a Riki. Go.
Watch The Office.
Cheers. That was a good one.